it's Lauren Daisy. Welcome back to the Pretty and Witty podcast. Today's guest is one of my absolute favourite content creators. She is pioneering the comeback of girly media that is so desperately needed today, and she just makes the most incredible nostalgic content. Her name is Maryam. She actually first reached out to me to be in her kind of documentary style video about the downfall of girly media, and I'm so glad that she did because I loved how that video turned out. Please go and watch it. And all of her content is just centered around media that is directly for women, made by women. It is girly, it is fun, it is everything pink. She talks about doll lines and film and TV and games and so much. So she has her YouTube channel where she does that, and then she also has founded her own online magazine, which is so fun. It's called So Diva Magazine, and again talks about absolutely anything and everything to do with current girly media for that month. So please go over and follow that account, show it so much love, and I hope you guys enjoy the episode. It was so interesting. I just love her take on everything, and she's just so insightful, and I just loved getting to talk to her and just kind of pick her brain about stuff. It was so much fun, and I hope you guys really love it. So what are your earliest memories of girly media growing up? Like what were your favorite things when you were a kid?
My earliest definitely had to be with like fashion dolls. Like Bratz and Barbie. Like I really don't remember much about girly media before those. I feel like because those things were made before I was born, so I was just they were just kind of always there. And then there was also My Little Pony,
Yeah,
which
me
was a
too.
big thing that has like always been around since like the 80s. So when the new one came out in the 2010s, I was watching it ever since like I was a kid, and it just became like my favorite show ever.
I love that. So then, have you always been interested in like more creative and artistic things like since you were a kid, or did that kind of come like later, more like high school kind of age?
Ever since I was a kid, I've always liked to draw. I've always been interested in like creating my own stories and characters. Like I've always wanted to make my own cartoons as a kid, so that has always been kind of like intertwined with the girly media obsession.
When you were younger, was that your kind of dream career? You were like, I want to illustrate books, or something like that. Is that something that you kind of actively studied and kind of wanted to go into, or?
Definitely. I was super into that as a kid, and when I was 12, that's when I got my first sketchbook. And that's when I would like tell my parents I was like I'm serious, like I'm going to animation school. And I was like looking at all the colleges and everything because
Yeah.
that's how badly I wanted it. So yeah, I would say for sure.
Did you end up going to college for like
Yes, I'm in
design and
college right
stuff?
now
Oh,
for
okay.
it. Yeah.
That's so exciting. Oh my gosh. So then, yeah, I guess is your end goal, yeah, animation or more like illustration, or kind of what's your like dream to kind of get out of your college degree, I suppose?
Definitely creating like a girly cartoon or film that just becomes like those other girly things.
I love that, yeah. Is that like something that you're kind of using, yeah, like the skills and the things that you're learning now, is that something that you're like, right, I'll then be able to make this myself and maybe post it on YouTube, or are you kind of aiming for more of a, it gets picked up by more of a streaming service or something like bigger like that?
I think when I was younger, I was like, I want to pitch to a company that will take over, but I get too attached to my own works. And so
Yeah.
the idea of someone being able to own a show that I make and having the ability, like, for example, when we talk about Girly Media, like Pretty Little Liars, I think was supposed to end after season 4, but the network just kept on renewing it. So they just kept on going. Like,
And it
I
got
would not
worse
want
and worse.
Yeah, I would not want that.
Yeah.
So I think I would want it to be like, I guess eventually the goal would be to get experience, maybe make my own production company, and then release stuff under there.
Wow, that's so cool. I love that. So then the oldest video on your channel is like not that old. It's only from like September 2024. Whereas I feel like usually when you look back at YouTubers, it's like the first one was like 9 years ago, you know, whatever. So was that kind of your first, like this channel you have now, is that your first kind of attempt at YouTube, or had you kind of tried other social media and stuff before then, or was it like the rise of, you know, remaking the Rise of Red, that was your like debut video?
So that one's it's kind of a funny story behind that one. I would always rebrand it all the time whenever I wanted
Love
to
that.
like change it and like dissociate from the past uploads.
Yeah.
Like I've had it since, if you look at like the date it was like it was created, I had it since 2016, which is when I was
Oh
12.
wow.
So
That's
when
yeah, way back in the day.
yeah. I had it, you know, like literally for 10 years at this point, which is kind of crazy. And so that wasn't the first upload. I was like doing stuff like, it was like typical cringy 12-year-old things, like
Yeah.
talking about anime or, you know, different like, I don't know. I played this game called like Ponytown or something. It was just like very stereotypical, like cringy, raw XD. Like I think
Yeah,
I
yeah,
like,
yeah. The classic.
exactly, yeah. Like there was stuff about like Movie Star Planet on there. I don't know. Like I
I
have a
was
whole
obsessed with
playlist.
Movie Star Planet. Oh my
Me
god.
too.
I was
That was
so
like my
locked in.
favorite.
Yeah. They just don't have stuff like that anymore. That's what I think is so crazy. Is like all like it seems like, I feel like I sound so old when I say this, but it seems like all kids have nowadays is like social media and things like that. Like I was on Movie Star Planet. I did Club Penguin. I did Moshi Monsters. Like I loved all that kind of stuff, and it gave
Yeah.
you like a hub to talk with other kids your age and like do like creative things like the games and stuff. And I'm like, I can't imagine growing up not having an outlet like that anymore.
Yeah, I fully agree. Like, I think no, like I also sound so old when I say it, but like like my brother, he's Gen Alpha and the main platform that they use is Roblox. That is their main
Yeah.
form of like communication. Like when they and like the thing about Roblox that makes it a bit different than other virtual worlds that we grew up with is like you can play multiple virtual worlds within the same website. So I feel like back then we would move to a completely different website. Like you
Yeah.
said, like Movie Star Planet, and then there was Club Penguin, and maybe if you were older you would play IMVU maybe.
Oh
Like
my god. Whenever I saw the adverts for those, I was like, this is not for me. This is
yes,
way
that's
too old for me.
that was exactly my reaction. Like I would see the ads like on like the dress up sites I would play. Like it was like, oh, play IMVU, make your own person. And I would click on it. And I just felt this feeling every time I went to the website. I was like, this is kids are not on here. So I
Yeah,
would
this
just
is for
leave.
adults.
I was like, this is not for children. I would just leave
Yeah,
every
that's
time
so
because
true.
I want to talk to other kids.
Yeah.
But on Roblox, it's different because yeah, like they're not moving to different sites. It's kind of like a monopoly in a way.
Yeah.
And then there's also the problem with like, I mean, this is kind of a problem on every like virtual world, unfortunately, with like child safety. But I feel
Yeah.
like it's a little worse on Roblox just because my brother, yes, he grew up on Roblox, but I also grew up on Roblox. Like it was a
Yes, me
thing
too.
when
I
I
played
was a kid.
Roblox when I was, yeah.
And so like that obviously people should be able to revisit their childhoods. We shouldn't be like, oh, you can't go playing Roblox. Like I'll still play Shrimp Game on Roblox, you know, like or Dress to Impress. Like
I
but
love Dress to Impress.
Yeah, like, and I feel like because of that, Roblox has kind of become like a platform for everybody, even though
It's not like
like
specifically for kids like how ours used to be.
exactly, yeah, which makes it kind of a I feel like with Movie Star Planet, like even though yes, there were definitely some weirdos on there, like in every virtual world, most of the time you were talking to other children, like
Yeah. You felt like, and also there was a lot more, I guess, like, it was obviously hard for them as whoever it was that was making it to monitor those things, but you did have words that were banned, things you couldn't say, like things that would get your
yeah.
account banned straight away if you message them and things like that. Whereas I feel like, yeah, Roblox is a bit more like you said, it kind of is for everyone. There's games for everyone, for all ages. So it makes it a little more, yeah, tricky to kind of protect the kids that are playing on there. That's
I
what you need to make. You need to make a girly, like, you need to bring Movie Star Planet back in your, like, your art style and everything. Like, I would be on there every day.
I would love to bring back Movie Star Planet, but Movie Star Planet is just, it's such a dead game. Like, I remember when one time I was hanging out with Flurry Moon, and we were playing
I
Movie Star
love
Planet
Flurry
together.
Moon.
Yes, she
Such
makes
a
such,
sweetheart.
yes, and we were playing Movie Star Planet together, and I was telling her all the lore. And like we were just talking about how like the game is dead. Like we went into like the chat room and like no one was talking.
No one's there, yeah. I'll be honest, I didn't even know it was still up. Like, the full version of it. Because obviously, with Club Penguin, people have remade it and stuff. But I didn't even know that Movie Star Planet was still running as, like, its original thing. That's
Yeah.
crazy. It's
It's
crazy as well when you think about how busy it was, like, back
yeah.
in the day. Like, everyone was always on there. There was always people around. Like, yeah. I guess the kids just don't know about it. Or they're
They
like, that's
don't.
lame. And I'm like, it was so good, you don't understand. Like, I would spend hours, like, literally doing, like, making the movies and playing all the games and everything. I loved it so much. It was so good. So
Yeah.
then, what made you then, like you said, you've had a few different, like, rebrands of the channel and things. So, what made you land on, like, I guess you call them, like, video essay, deep, like, those types of videos?
So when I first started it, I was just doing like random stuff, just like literally doing anything. And then when I was 15, it got rebranded again to doing like, I guess, commentary. I was like, okay, now I'm gonna
Yeah.
do commentary now. And then after that, when I was 17, I just kind of didn't have an interest in that. Like, I didn't have a direction initially. I was just kind of it was just whatever. And
Yeah.
then when I was 17, it was mainly focused on like societal issues and like social commentary. Then after that, I kind of switched because I ran out of things to complain about.
Love.
So I was like, well, there's not much to say anymore.
Yeah.
So then I was doing interview content when I was like a freshman in college. It was like mainly where I was like deep diving into certain subcultures that I found interesting. So like the Y2K subculture, the coquette subculture, the era of like living dolls. It was things like that. And then again, I ran into the same issue where I kind of ran out of things to discuss. There wasn't like things I was that interested in. Because even though I like fashion, I'm not like it's not like the thing that I've been, working on my entire life. So I
Yeah.
was like, how can I combine something that I genuinely want to do in the future, like storytelling, with something that is a genuine interest for me, which has always been girly media. I've always wanted to create girly stories and stories for women and girls. So I just kind of, when I started noticing other people making similar content, I was like, oh, so you can talk about things like
There
this. You
is an
can,
audience for that, yeah.
exactly, like you can analyze girly media as if it's something that is like super artistic. Like, I just thought only I took it seriously like that. But to see
Yeah.
other people made me feel like, okay, so I can do the same thing.
I love that. Do you feel like it seems, yeah, from the videos that you've been posting I guess you have 2 years at the end of this year, it seems like you've really found your like niche and your style of content and what you like doing, and I feel like that really comes across in your videos as well, that you are passionate about these topics and stuff. And I think that's what makes them fun, is then people in the comments, like, they feel like they're having a proper like chat with you about these things. And like you said, I think the topic of girly media or specific things, like you've always talked about Bratz, you've talked about Monster High, Rainbow High, you do kind of sometimes feel like, is there an audience for this? Like, do other people enjoy the same things I do? So then to come to your channel and see so many people excited about the same thing, it like, I don't know, it kind of like heals your inner child, I feel like, to see that it's still like popular now and people are still talking about it. And also you can talk about it in a more interesting way now that you are like, we are like more grown up, and it's like, yeah, the movies and who would you cast in this, and bringing those, like you said, more serious topics in, like more like political things or, you know, societal issues. Those things will always be present, even in things that are necessarily like targeted towards kids. And I think it's so fun that then you can discuss things that you love and that are more like nostalgia and joy based, but you can also bring that into more like interesting, complex topics as well. So do you feel like, because we obviously did the interview before about the downfall of girly media, from your perspective of having watched so many things and, you know, engaged with it for such a long time, why do you feel like girly media has been dying out in the past like decade or so?
I feel like there's like so many reasons, but I feel like, yeah, like that's why that thing ended up being like 3 hours.
I know. Yeah.
But I think, I guess to condense it all, like, I think one of the biggest reasons was definitely, someone brought up a good point in that 3 hour documentary.
I was gonna say, everyone needs to go and watch it, because you're gonna get like Maryam's like kind of overview now, but like it's so in depth. It was so well done, that video. So like I will link that below as well, because it's so worth watching.
I think it's mainly because, like, as we know, girly media has never really been considered, like, we all know the thing where it's like girls can watch both male-centered media and women-centric media, but only guys can watch like male-centered media. And I think that just so from the start, by default, companies never produced as much girly media as they did male-centered media, just because from the default it is a risk, like it's a business risk, like just from the jump to make something like that, because you're getting half of the audience that you would have. So because of that, it's always kind of been like, you know, treated as something frivolous, but, or like just less important. And I feel like it's died down mainly because of the huge backlash girly media got, which, like I said, a lot of it was valid. There was a lot of things that were definitely problematic within girly media, and some of them still haven't changed, you could argue. But then there was just a lot of critique against the girliness aspect of it, which I think kind of reminds us of, well, me, of like second wave feminism, when like the whole idea was anything that is associated with femininity is a hindrance to women, because femininity means weakness and things like that. I feel like now we're kind of in a spot where it's like, especially with the Barbie movie, where we're like, you know, women don't have to, like, women are not perfect, you know, like there are going to be mistakes that we make, and what we really have to focus on is intersectionality and trying to understand people, you know, trying to keep up an open mind and things like that. And I feel like, because those critiques were so heavily pushed onto girly media specifically, even though male-centered media has those issues as well, like girly media was just getting the brunt of it the most. Like they
But
don't
I
really
feel
have a
like
lot of diversity.
that's always the way.
Yeah,
It
like
always feels like if it's a male celebrity or a female celebrity makes the same problem, the female celebrity is always going to get more heat for it. It's always going to be
exactly.
harder for her to come back from it. And I think, like you said, girly media suffered that same fate, even though, yeah, male media struggles with, like you said, diversity or body types. All of them having six packs or all this or whatever. Like or women in like male centric media. That's a whole nother like
Yeah,
thing.
like
But it's like when the Barbie movie came out, everyone was like, "Oh, can you believe how they've like portrayed Ken and all this stuff?" And it's like, this is supposed to be a movie for us. Like, can't you just let us have one thing?
yeah, it just kind of like, I guess, I mean, the culture war was already kind of brewing up, but I feel like we're at a point in time where like the average Gen Z male is more conservative leaning, whereas the average Gen Z woman is more leaning left. So we're in this like gender war moment where like it's like these two opposites that are kind of rising at the same time. Obviously not the same level, like, being more accepting is better than following Andrew Tate.
Oh
But
God.
like I feel like because of that kind of, so because girly media was already seen as a risk, facing that backlash made it even more risky to companies, is what I feel. And they will always chase the business aspect over the artistic aspect or what things mean for the culture. The Barbie movie being released, I think, was such a big moment because even though it didn't cause like a million girly things to be made, I think at least with the magazine that I have, like there are like I've noticed in February we're constantly having to have new meetings to be like, all right, put this new thing in here because they just announced this. Like,
I love that.
um,
Yeah.
so like I feel like it's starting. It's like a slow, tiny bubble up, and I feel like the Barbie movie was the catalyst, which was kind of the perfect movie to release because it's um it's something that like business wise is not a risk unlike other girly media because it is quite literally most likely the most famous girly media ever made.
Yeah.
So it has like 60 years worth of fans. Like there are grandmothers that grew up with Barbie. There are like people that were like, Gen Alpha that grew up with Barbie. Like everybody knows Barbie. In some
Yeah.
parts of the world, that's how you refer to dolls. Is you just say,
It's
"Oh,
just
I have a
Barbie.
Barbie."
Yeah.
Like so because of that movie being released, it not only showed that girly media can be massive, it can make $1 billion, it can be a huge thing. It also just showed that, like, it can be a cultural moment. I mean, it's happened before, right? With Titanic being the first movie to reach $1 billion, being a girly movie, which we love. But like that was so long ago. That was when girly media was on the up and up before we reached like the explosion that we kind of had in the 2000s and early 2010s. But yeah, I feel like that's kind of what caused the downfall was just that double standard and the fact that it was already seen as the non-default. It was already seen as a risk from the start. And as some others mentioned in the documentary, that there were some executives that deliberately tried to avoid having a female audience. Like the show, I completely forgot. I think it was Young Justice or it was a Batman show. It was some kind of Superman show. When they started focusing on the female characters, the network was telling them to stop doing that because they were gaining a female audience and they wanted a male dominated audience. They did not want to appeal to girls. And I
That's
think
so
it's,
crazy as well.
yeah, I know. And I think also part of it is they don't know how to market to girls or women. I feel like because girly media has never been the default and male-centered media has always been the default, they have histories upon histories of, templates they can use for how to market to men. It's like, all right, we release the action figures, we make a game, we do this, we do that. With girls, because it's so scarce in comparison, I think it's also they don't really have like a reference for how they should do it. So they're just like, I mean, do we make dolls? Like, what do we do? Like, how are we gonna sell
That's
to
what's
them?
frustrating as well, is like if you don't know, or you don't they don't bother to learn either, or implement those things, or recruit women to be on those marketing and those advertising teams, which to me is so crazy, because like I mean, it probably is a bit of a stereotype, but you also, there is also the facts there that, like, a female audience is so much more engaged, I find anyway. Like,
Yes.
within my content, like, it's always, there are, like, some men as well, but it's like, for the most part, those are the people that will ride for your TV show, for whatever it is that you're doing. They will be telling all their friends about it. They will be posting on social media about it. They'll be buying whatever it is, the merchandise that comes around with it. I mean, if you just look at Heated Rivalry, that was like, I am going for the female audience here, and it's everywhere. Like, you literally cannot avoid it. And it's because when you make things for women, and which is so crazy, because it's like, it's literally two male leads, like, that's what it is. But because it is in that same way, like you said, like Titanic, like, you can have girly media that isn't, oh, all of the leads have to be women and it all has to be like a female empowerment thing. Like, we just want to watch things that are catering more towards our emotional sense and how we view the world and things like that. And I think Heated Rivalry was perfect, because it is like it's about people that play hockey. It's all this stuff that, like, I personally would never care about, but the story and the characters, I was able to get so invested in that. And because they welcomed the female audience, they knew it was going to be the female audience who had read the book and were going to back the show. It's like, I can't even remember, aside from maybe the summer I turned pretty last year, when the whole of the internet was so consumed by one thing, and these, Hudson and Connor are now these huge actors, and everyone wants to hire them for everything, and they want Heated Rivalry merch, they want, all this stuff. And it's like, why would you not want to tap into that? Like, I think the female audience is such a beautiful thing, and like community, and it just is so baffling to me that there are execs that actively don't want to go anywhere near it.
No, I fully agree with your point. Like historically, female audiences are typically more loyal. Like, not only just to, I mean, when it comes to male-centered media, men are very loyal to male-centered media, but even when you think about celebrities, like when a female celebrity is on the up and up, yes, if she's conventionally attractive, she might have male fans alongside female fans, but usually the ones, like, for example, like the ones that are in this sex symbol boat, right? Like, the male fans, when they get to a certain age, when they lose a certain level of conventional beauty, they go away. And the ones that end up staying will be the female fans. Even when you look in K-pop, I mean, the female fans carry. And then
They
even
do.
like for like historically, even for very respected legendary artists, like you think of the Beatles. If it were not for women, the Beatles wouldn't have been where, like, the
There
woman.
would not have been Beatlemania.
Yes, they carried the legacy of the Beatles, and same thing with even, eventually, like with Michael Jackson, like he had a very big female audience, and then it kind of expanded to everybody, but like that female audience is historically just a very passionate, loyal audience, especially when you're
Yeah.
targeting like the tween demographic. It's like the perfect age group for that, super addictive personality. And yeah, like they are just historically more invested. Like, even when I look at like the content creators online that cover girly media, even though it's a smaller niche than, let's say, like gaming or something like that, if like the people that watch those people, they watch those people.
They do,
Like
yeah.
having 100K subscribers as a girly tuber is like almost equivalent to having like 1 million subscribers in like any other big niche because of how dedicated those people are. So it's like whatever you do, if you're talking about girly media, obviously if you're treating it with respect, like the people will be there. And I honestly feel like I don't know why the companies, maybe it's just because they're trying to reach more, like the most people possible. So they're like, we don't care about loyalty. We just want everybody to watch it. So it's like, but when you really focus in on that female demographic, like your media can last forever. Like I can't really think of a lot of canceled male-centered media that still has a living fan base. But think of like
that's so true.
Ever After High, that thing has been canceled for almost 10 years. And yet, if you bring up Ever After High, there will be that one girl that's like, I'm obsessed with this show.
Yeah.
Or like other stuff like Lolly Rock too. Or like, even when things get bad, the girls will still be there.
The
like,
girls will stay. They will stay. It's kind of like what you said. I think that's so interesting. I think you're so right. Like if you take someone like, I don't know, like Megan Fox, for example. Like I don't really know a lot about her, but obviously stunning. And like a lot of her fame came from that, you know, Transformers and all that. And like you said, a lot of her male fan base would like watch her movie because, you know, they think she's attractive. They'll follow her on Instagram because they think she's attractive. And then when she started to change her style a bit more like recently, it becomes like, why is she dressing like that? This is like, oh my god, I could talk about it forever. Like, like why is she dressing like that? She looks old now. Like she's lost, like, this is not the Megan Fox that I like grew up with. You know, that, like you said, they'll unfollow her. Whereas I feel like with women, we have that like deeper connection. It's more, if you follow someone, it's because you enjoy their acting. Like, I mean, she's right here, Lucy Hale, that's like my queen. So like, I will watch all the movies that she does because I support her as an actress. I like, you know, love the movies that she does and everything. And so 20 years from now, like when she's playing a mom or she's playing like, I'll still be there and I'll still watch them. Or like when she released her clothing line, like I was like, oh, that's so fun, you know, and things like that. Like when I think Megan Fox released a book, it's like the men that followed her just because they were like, she's Megan Fox, like she's fit, they're not going to go and buy her book. Like it's going to be the girlies that are there that are going to read her book or read these autobiographies or go out and see these movies because they want to support the actress that they love. And I think, yeah, like you said, it is very, I just don't think there's that investment in the same way. And I think what you said is so interesting about how there isn't really a fan base for shows that are not currently airing in terms of like men, because my entire channel is shows that are not airing. Like Pretty Little Liars, Gossip Girl. Like we're talking about the first episode of Gossip Girl next year will have aired 20 years ago, and it only ran in the grand scheme of things. It ran for 6 seasons. Like that is a short amount. Like 6 years is not a long time, but like you said, there will be girls that are like, Gossip Girl is my favorite show. Like still to this day, that is my favorite show. Pretty Little Lies is my favorite show. One Tree Hill is my favorite show. And they still follow all the actors from it, and they, you know, have bought the DVDs, even though no one watches DVDs anymore. Like, I literally just bought a One Tree Hill DVD yesterday. Or, like, will read their autobiographies to find out more things about the show, and then watch content about it on YouTube. Like, I just don't... Yeah, that's so interesting. I literally never thought about it, that there isn't a show like that for men. There's not... Like, even just with, like, my fiance, like, and it's not, like, a bad thing or anything, it just is interesting how it's completely different. Like, he really loved Vikings when it came out, but he watched it, he hasn't rewatched it, like, he's, now that it stopped airing, he's, like, forgotten about it, and that it exists. We don't own the DVDs, he doesn't follow anybody from the cast, like, or, you know, right now he's really loving the Fallout TV show, but, again, it's that same thing. Once it stops airing, he's like, well, I'll think about it again next season. Whereas I'm like, I'll still be thinking about it. Like, if I love a show, even when it's not airing, I'll still be like, what, you know, the actor's doing, or watching interviews or anything like that. I'm just like, I don't know how you watch something and you don't just become consumed by it. Like, that's the best part. Like, for me, that's the most fun. It's like engaging with it, even just outside of watching it every week.
Yeah, like I just think a lot of women, they really like to, they really like preserving things.
Mm,
Like when you think of like lost media channels, of course, a lot of those channels are run by men, but a lot of their audiences are girls, like
mm,
who are interested in preserving something, even something that's unknown, even something that they've never even heard about. Like
mm.
there is this thing called Power Babe that I heard about recently. I have I never grew up with this. I had no idea what it was, but now I'm interested. Like now I'm trying to like look into it, do like a little
Mm.
deep dive thing because you know, it's so interesting to me, even though I never heard about it. It was like before I was ever playing virtual worlds. Like it was this virtual worlds back in the day, like made 2004,
Oh,
where
wow.
yeah, the whole point, like it's like one of the earliest virtual worlds made specifically for girls. Like that was in the branding and everything. But the reason why I'm like so intrigued on it is because like the whole purpose of the game was to be like as least girl as possible. Like all the mechanics is like your all the features that you can do to other players is like spanking, gossiping, bullying, harassing. That's like the whole purpose of the game. There's like articles of parents being like my daughter lost all her friends because she's been playing this game.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. I've literally never heard of it.
Yeah, it's like it was it came out obviously before Movie Star Planet did.
Mm.
But yeah, it was supposed to be like it kind of has like a lot of like the similar art style and like the clothing and everything.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's something that me and Flurry Moon will talk about soon.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. I'm ready for the deep dive. Because, yeah, that's the thing. Like you said, if it's something to do with girly media, I wasn't an ever after high girly. Like I was a Bratz, like when Barbie when I was really young, and then Bratz like through and through. That was my favorite thing. And then when like Monster High came out, that was kind of when I was done in like terms of fashion dolls, and then I like got back into it later. But I was like, I'd heard of Ever After High, but it wasn't something I connected with or had that nostalgia for. But I still like watch your video on it, or will watch, yeah, like Florrie Moon, if she makes a video about something that I haven't played or didn't have as a kid, you know, like I think she did a whole like 2 hour something, like deep dive into Hamtaro, I think, like that little hamster thing. Never heard of it in my entire life, but I was sat and I was like, this is so cute. I want to learn about it for 2 hours. Like, sure. Like, tell me all about it. Because I just am like, it's so interesting to me and it's so fun. And like, seeing other people's love for it makes me interested in it. And I think, like, yeah. I think that, like, kind of what you said as well about how companies market to men, they know they can do, like, action figures or games or whatever. I think it's so weird that we kind of lost that. Because, like, Desperate Housewives had a game. Like, they had dolls that came out. Like, those are things that I would still be so engaged with now. Like, why aren't they making games for us anymore? I can't even tell you, like, the last time that there was a game. Like, I was obsessed with the Bratz games as a kid. Like, things like that. Like, where are those games? Like, Bratz did one recently, like, last year, which I was like, this is so fun. And, like, it was really fun. But it also was kind of, like, very much aimed towards kids. Like, it is very easy game to complete. And, you know, I just loved all, like, the dress up and, like, those parts of it and seeing the characters. But yeah, it's like you have Animal Crossing as well, which is like so cute, and obviously the new Pokemon one's coming out, which is going to be really fun, and you could kind of say that's more cozy game, like centered towards a women audience, but there's also a lot of men that play those games and things as well. So I'm like, why is no one making, like you said, it's just such a risk for them, but then we miss out because I'm like, I want you to make these things, and if you made them, so many people would buy them, like so many girls and women would buy these things. but no one's willing to, take that risk on it.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of like indie girly games being made. That's, I think, the most common form girly media has taken, like in terms of like the indie space. But a lot of big companies, they aren't really making a lot of games for girls, even though like these indie games have been doing well. So there's clearly an audience for it. Like I think Cute Games Club.
Oh yes, she was in your featured like in your magazine, wasn't she?
Yes, yeah, like she quit her job, or she said she was going to quit her job in order to focus on making one girly game a month. And it's been like but she was only able to do it if she reached her goal of having like 400 patrons, which she did, which is great. So like there's been like a lot of excitement for her project in terms of like releasing a new girly game every month. Like that's a huge undertaking. And then there was also people were very excited about Monsterverse, which was like a Roblox game. Then there was Chat Doll. Like there were so many fashion or upcoming fashion Roblox games that people were really excited about. But yeah, like in terms of like the big media, I feel like instead of companies focusing on making a million seasons or a bajillion sequels to their successful shows or movies, I feel like they should focus on just making extended media. I feel like that's another way to keep it in the cultural like lexicon. Like they could just be making games of it, like you said,
Yeah.
like or
There was a video game for everything. Like
yeah.
every TV show, every movie had a game. It's like, why did we lose that? That was so fun.
Yeah, like they could be making games, they could be doing books, having dolls. Like, I mean, I remember the Clueless doll fiasco, like when everyone
Oh
was
yeah.
making them. And then Bratz versus Barbie all over again. Like, I remember
Yeah.
that whole thing. And like Clueless doesn't have a sequel, but it still remained in like the as one of the iconic girly movies because of its extended media collabs, in my opinion. Like I feel like that's like another way to keep something, or like Mean Girls too, you know, like they've had extended media. We don't talk about Mean Girls too, but like the main Mean Girls, you know,
The OG, the one that everyone loves.
yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like they aren't really doing that anymore. And like I feel like with the new media that's been released, there's so much potential. Like K-pop
think so
Demon
too.
Hunters is like the new Frozen right now. And they have so much potential with that. They could make a girl group. They could, you know, sell albums. They could have a game. I mean, you know how many people would die for a K-pop Demon Hunters game?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like,
It's like the dolls as well, the ones that Mattel are
yeah.
releasing. Like everyone is so excited about those. Or like like the Fallout show. I was watching it like with my fiance and stuff, and I was like, this is so like Lucy in it, like the main girl. I'm like, she is so cute. Like I wanna. And then I was like because my fiance, he had played the games like before, so he was like, you know, and I was like, oh my gosh, like do you get to play as her like in the games? And he was like, no, like she doesn't exist in the games. And I was like, oh well, like she's the cutest one, like she's so fun. Like I want them to make a game where she's the main character so I can play as her, or like a doll of her. There's this cute little yellow dress that she wears, and I'm like, I would love to own a doll of her, like so
Yeah.
badly. And it's like somebody needs to get on that. But it's like you said, you know, why the indie games and all that stuff is kind of is building is because basically women went, well, I'll do it myself.
Yeah.
It was like, if you guys aren't going to cater to me, then I will do it. And like you said, that is so impressive to have 400 patrons go on and like subscribe and like show their support for you. And it's like, and that's, you know, a smaller content creator. It's like if these were on a bigger scale and so many more women knew about them and had, you know, were able to support them, it's like the audience is there. And that's so, like, I love that. I love that she's doing, like, one every month. I think that's so fun.
Yeah, like it definitely gives us some new girly media content, which is great because of like how it's kind of been on a decline. I'm
Yeah.
hoping with how much stuff has been released in February that we'll get
I'm so excited
more.
to read like the February edition,
Oh
because also
yeah.
that's what's like really fun. Because obviously I've like wanted to ask you about that as well. It's kind of like how that whole idea of the magazine even came around, because I'm someone that loves girly media, and I feel like I'm like relatively, pretty engaged with it. But even I like read your magazine. There was, creators I hadn't heard of, or that I now, interested in what they're doing, or shows like you said, there's the whole section on divas in TV, film, like toys, all that stuff. Ones where I'm like, I would have never known about this because they just don't have that marketing budget, or like you said, people just aren't putting the time in. So I love it because I kind of learn so much new stuff. So is that sort of your goal with it? Was more of a trying to revive girly media, or is it like a I love all these different things, I want more people to know about them?
I was thinking of like the purpose of it was, yeah, to kind of like spotlight newer girly media creators,
Mm-hmm.
indie girly media, which was kind of like the thesis of that like 3 hour documentary.
Yeah.
And to also share girly media news, because I think obviously like we can hear things throughout different creators, but I feel like it's important, to just share all the big news and everyone's opinions on it. Like this issue is going to be packed. There's so much in here. Definitely
I
going to be
love that.
longer than the last one.
I think as well, like, because I mean, I guess there is also an element of there might be people out there that are doing this that I just don't know that they are. But I feel like a lot of, if I wanted to see, yeah, like the new, like Pokemon Animal Crossing kind of game that they're doing, it's like it'll be like IGN, or it'll be more of the like bigger media companies, and it's like obviously they're trying to appeal sort of, but it seems like it is more like male focused. It's like I love that everything is so girly. Like I don't want girly and pink and all that to have such a negative connotation. Like I love that when I open it, it's pink, everything's cute, like there's hearts, like that makes me so engaged with it. Whereas if I am sitting down, I want to learn more about something and it's just like plain text, like grey, like the classic copyright free like male actions, like music in the background, and just guys talking about games with the clips over the top, or talking about new movies and stuff, like that's fine, that's great, that has an audience. But I want to see a fellow girly pop talking about it, because like even just with so like I like wrestling and stuff, like WWE type things. And there was this post, they'd done an interview, and Rey Mysterio, he was sitting in this like fluffy like tracksuit, and I was like, that is incredible. And I literally said to my friend Rana, I was like, because this isn't a girly space, nobody's asking the right questions. Like, there's nobody in the comments that's going, where did you get this from? Like, I want to know where to buy this from. And I feel like that's why I seek out, like, girly creators, because I know that they're gonna give me the important details, and they're gonna be excited about the same things that I'm gonna be excited about when it comes to gaming or films or books or anything. It's like, I need to hear it from you to know that I'm gonna like it. And I think that's why like the magazine works so perfectly, because that is how all of you, when you're writing it, it comes from that place of I also am interested in this, I also love this, and it comes across like when you read it as well.
Yeah, we really wanted to make sure that like the passion was there, which is why like I remember in the girly media video I mentioned something about how like I think it was towards the end where it was like, oh, like I kind of want to make like a space where like girly media creators and girly media fans can kind of connect with each other. And like I don't know if I want it to be like a website or a magazine, just like something that could be like a hub for girly media basically. And someone reached out to me saying that they would be interested in writing for it. And then I was like,
that's so
oh,
cool.
like there are people that like they actually would be willing to do this. And then so I had one of my friends that I know is like really into girly media. um, like just as much as I am. And so the team just kind of built from there. And then even from the release of that first magazine, we got some people that have, we got some more people that have wanted to be a part of the team, which just always makes me so happy because I'm like,
Yeah.
this just shows like there's like more of an audience, you know, like it just further confirms like how people think. And honestly, I am hoping, well, this is my end goal for So
I
Deep.
love that. Okay, we're manifesting, we're putting it out
Yes.
there.
My end goal, honestly, would be that it would be like some kind of like social media platform where,
Oh, I love that.
yeah, like where like it's like divided into different sections, like all the different sections in the magazine, like TV, games, things like that, so that those creators can, or like people who are like indie creators can post and promote their own girly media, and then people who maybe don't make girly media but they love consuming it, they can just go and they can check it out and things like that. And it could also be networking opportunities for different girls to work together and make their own things, like things like that. That was just like my end vision for So
I
Deep.
love that idea because it would just be like, even though it doesn't exist yet, I'm already like, that would be such a safe space and like
Yeah.
such a nice community to go into, and to know that everyone is interested in the same things and everyone just kind of wants to support each other like through their different projects or whatever. I think that is such a cool idea for a, because I think as well, so much of social media can be really toxic and really hard. Like, you post things and there's always going to be that risk of negative comments and horrible things and it not reaching like the right audience, as people say. People be like, oh, this ended up on the wrong side of TikTok. Whereas something like that, like that you guys are creating, it's never going to end up on the wrong side of it because it is just a community for women, about women, for women to support each other. So I love that. I think that's so cool. You had like mentioned if it was going to be a website or so I did want to ask you about your website because I'm obsessed. Like, your website is so cute. Like, it reminds me of the websites like I looked at as a kid, all the attention to detail, even down to like the fact that the cursor is like a little like lips. Like, I think that is so cute. So how long have you kind of been working on your website? Like, is that, I guess, like, kind of, how does that even work? Like, I don't know anything about coding or anything like that, but to put all that together, like all the stickers and all the designs and all the different pages, like, how long did that take?
So that blog I've had since I was 17. I just like, I've been wanting to make a blog by that point, because I kind of missed the idea of everyone having kind of their own website or their own blog where they kind of have their own little corner of the internet that they own. Like, a website can't take it down, they can't tell them what to post, like it's just for them. And I kind of got into that whole thing. Like, I would go on to NeoCities and see other people's blogs and other people's websites. And I just thought that was just so cute because I can tell so much about a person just by going to their blog. Like, not even reading what they post, just like, even just looking at the aesthetic of it, I can tell what they like, what they're into, what kind of person they would be. And I just feel like felt like social media was just so like the typical social media, like Instagram. There's not that much customization. And obviously I'm an artist at heart, so I have to customize everything.
I love it. Yeah.
So that's kind of how I felt. I was like, okay, I can't. I need a space where I can just do whatever. Like, I can talk about anything I want. and I can make it be as pink as I want. Nothing can like, change the colors, and it's just me. Like it's my branding, what I want to put on it. And so it's been developed like over years. Like it did look different when I first began it, and then over time I just kept on tweaking it and tweaking it and tweaking it. And now it looks very different to how it first started. But like when I look at the beginning, I'm like, I can see the vision. Even though it wasn't like fully there, I'm like, I can see what I was trying to do.
Yeah. But now you're like happy with it. I feel like you've got
Yeah.
a really clear like brand. If brand's the right word. Like you have yours like specific color palette with like the hot pink and the baby pink, and I feel like your art style is so unique as well. So like I really love that it's like I like you said, you see the website and that is like, that that's you, and then that also conveys to like your YouTube videos and everything that you make. Like when I'm going through the So Diva magazine or like whatever, I can see which ones were you and which like the styles of the other people. And I think that does, like you said, kind of get lost in how social media is today, because a lot of, if you just look at someone's Instagram page, like they all are going to look the same. They all are the same kinds of filters and tones and general pictures and things.
Yeah.
So it's fun to go and just see someone's entire vision of what they want it to look like. I think that's so fun. And then also on your website you obviously have your dress up game, which obsessed. So like how long did that take, and did you enjoy that process? Is that something you would want to make more of, or are you like, no, I'm more into like the animating realm rather than the gaming realm?
So that took, I want to say 3 or 4 days. That's how long it took. So there was a site called Doll Divine, which was a dress up site. Like I played a bunch of dress up sites as a kid. Like
Oh, me too.
that was like my game. Like that was like my type of game. That was like my favorite.
I'm like, there is not a girly dress up game that has not come across my desk.
Yeah,
I have seen them all.
And that was like my favorite type of like game to play as a kid, was just dress up. Like I was obsessed. And so that was one of the big dress up sites that I remember vividly as a kid, just like going on that site. I was like, ooh, like this is like Doll Divine. Like, and the creative Doll Divine, they made something that I did come across like upon when I was older, but I had no idea that they made both of them. But they made something called maker.io. And I was like, and when I went on the website, I was like, oh, like the whole platform is like you make your own dress up
That's
game.
so fun.
And I'm like, that is so cool. And like you don't code it. So you just make all the assets and it just compiles it for you. So I'm like, this is so convenient for artists who want to make a dress up game, but they cannot code to save their lives. So so I was like, I have to do this. Like all my life, even though I've never like wanted to, I mean, I did have an interest in making games for sure. Like as a creative, I have an interest in like so many things.
In just trying to make everything.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm like, okay, I want to make this and that and the third. And like, I wanted to make a virtual world so much as a kid. I'd still want that to happen, but like, I would probably like hire someone to do that because it's so much work. But I've always wanted to make a dress up game. So when I found out that it was like accessible, like I could do it, I got to work immediately. I was staying up till like 5 a.m. for like 3 days straight, drawing everything. And then I got those in the Photoshop file and I uploaded it to the site, and then I made the card website for it. So I just took like the code and put it in the card website. It's like a whole thing. And then I knew I wanted music to play because my favorite dress up site as a kid, even though I did play Doll Divine a lot, my number one dress up site was something called starsu.net. Literally no one has heard of it, but it was like my favorite site to go on because it had like a bunch of unofficial games of like all the popular girly media. Like there was like and it was like different sections, and it was only dress up games. Like there was Ever After High dress up games, Bratz ones, Barbie, and they were different sections on the site, so I could, you know, like if I was feeling a bit Barbie, I could go play Barbie. If I wanted a bit of a Bratz moment, I could go play Bratz. Like, so, and they always had some banger music on there, so I was like, okay, I have to play some music.
I
So
need that, yeah.
I got the music, and then I wanted comments on there because those games you could also comment on them. So I was like, okay, like let's put the comments here so that people can share their designs and everything.
I know, I loved scrolling through and seeing how everyone had done it, and like how everyone, because like nobody's looks exactly the same, which is what's so fun about it as well.
Yeah, and like after I finished it, I was so happy that I finally got it done. And I was thinking of making like other versions of it. Like I think I wanted to do one that had like male bodies for people that were still into that, but obviously like that is their body type, so I kind of wanted to do something like that. But I can't afford to stay up till 3 a.m. again.
No, that's so fair.
It is something that I do plan to do, but I might make more in the future, but it really just depends. Like if So Diva ever becomes a website, I would like a little feature where you could have a little girl and you could like dress up your
That's so
avatar
cute.
or something.
I love that. Yeah. I like anything like that you're going to get me onto a game. Like or onto a website. If there's like a little customization thing or I know that I can make it look cute, yeah, absolutely. I will be there. And I think as well something that and not to get like too like deep into it because I will go on about it forever. But in a world that is so leaning so much more towards horrifically created AI content, you just can't seem to escape it. Like it just plagues my entire For You page. I'm absolutely sick of it. To see you and, you know, your style and your own artwork and knowing that everything that you put out, whether it's your Instagram, your website, your YouTube, is created by you, is just like so refreshing to see. And the fact that you're then on the magazine highlighting other creators that are doing the same thing, I think is so important to support that, because it just, I feel like I'm watching it like disappear like before my very eyes, and it literally just makes me so sad because I'm like, we're losing the creativity and the imagination and the fun of that. And that's what makes the So Diva magazine, but also your channel, such a fun space to be in, because you know it's all authentic and it's all real and it comes from you and your love of drawing and everything like that. Do you find that hard, like kind of watching how that has taken over, you know, a little bit of the art space in the past year or so?
Definitely, I definitely do find it like very disappointing. As an artist, it only motivates me even more.
I love that, yeah.
But yeah, I do find it very disappointing. I mean, especially with like, for example, Disney. Definitely very influential in the girly media space. I mean, they created the Disney princesses, which is like a staple. So to see them using AI in some of their recent projects is very disappointing. Or like Mattel firing designers like that have been working with them for decades in order to use AI on the box art and things like that. It's just like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like it's so frustrating because these brands, these girly media wouldn't have become as successful if it wasn't for the creative mind of a human thinking of that concept, working with other people who have their own lives, their own experiences, using their own inspirations to design some of these outfits and things like that. Like Barbie wouldn't have been anything without artists. I mean, like from the doll design to the to the design of the outfits, like everything, someone had to sit down and make that. So to see that happen is just, it's just not very, it's not a good feeling. Yeah, but
Yeah,
it just really motivates me even more with So Diva to try to
I love that.
promote
Yeah.
smaller creators because I'm just like, you know what? The only way you can really fight this is if you just put out more art,
Mm,
you know?
yeah. And I think it's like, I just will never, like, obviously you can always tell when something is AI. And I'm like put off by that. Like, there's no part of me that is like, oh wow, look at this. Because I'm like, there's no heart here. There's no human connection. There's no story behind it. There's no, someone spent hours making this and tweaking it and changing it. Like you said, it's, there's just nothing to connect with there. And I really hope that that will start to like, other people will start to realize that as well. Like in your in the So Diva magazine, the girl therapy section, like the comic strip, I adored that. I loved it. Like, it's all the little details, it's all the things where you're like, yeah, this is a girly pop. Like, this is someone who has hung out with her friends, knows where she's going to put everything. Everything is like, and when you see it, you resonate with it and you feel that. And you're just never going to get that when it there's no human connection there. And I hope that people will start to value that more.
Yeah, I agree. Like, it's just such a shame, considering, like like you said, like there's just no human connection there. And like I even just thought of like Winx Club as you were talking
Mm-hmm.
because Winx Club. They like infamously used AI on their recent reboot, which
Mm.
got them a lot of backlash. And they basically came out with a statement like denying it, denying it, denying it. And then they were like, AI is just gonna always be here. And then after they got backlash, then they were like, well, you know what? We're not going to tell you if we do or don't use AI because it doesn't matter. So I'm
And
like,
it's like, no, it actually does. It's like, not only does it matter in the sense of your product now doesn't feel genuine to me, and I know that you're. It's like, there's just so many factors that I'm like, do people not think about that? Like, there's, yeah, the no human connection, the creativity isn't there, but also there's so many talented artists out there that now won't get jobs because AI is doing it for them. Not to mention, like, the impact on the planet and the, just, oh my god, there's so many different avenues of it. And it's so funny that they're like, oh well, it doesn't matter. And it's like, no, this is actually such a complex issue. You can't just say that it doesn't matter.
yeah. And I find it really ironic for Winx Club specifically to say that because the guy that created it, he was like an animator and
Mm.
he thought of this idea of like, oh, well, I want to make like heroines, but they're girls and it's for girls and it's girly. And when he actually made his pitch video called Magic Bloom, which was kind of like the early lost, partially lost pilot, when they showed it to test audiences, it people didn't like it. They thought that the
Mm.
fashions were not good. They didn't like the character designs. And then so he locked in and he collaborated with a bunch of fashion designers, a bunch of Italian fashion designers, which is why the outfits in the original Winx Club are just so like timeless. They're always
Mm.
fashionable because he collaborated with these top tier Italian fashion designers and it and what became of it became something that just looked much more appealing to its target audience and was just a much more appealing character design that ended up making Winx into this huge, massive global franchise that it would end up becoming.
Like anything like that, like Bratz, and I think the Barbie is kind of starting to suffer from that now because some of the best Barbie dolls are the I think it's like Bill Greening ones. Like, he was just fired as well. It's like, they're the ones that you can tell people have put love and time into. And that is what makes them successful and what makes them appeal to other people. And it's just, it's so crazy because Winx is, again, like you said, like one of the biggest components of girly media. It was the show and obviously we're getting the dolls and all that stuff and the games and you play online and that is again, like you said, that is why it is a mainstay, because girls can interact with that and see themselves in it and enjoy it and love it because it's original and it has that heart and that passion from the people who created it. And I think we're kind of seeing that now as well, like with Dress to Impress, that we've already kind of talked about, is like that is now becoming a bit of a empire in a way. Like there's now Dress to Impress dolls, and maybe, you know, we'll get a Dress to Impress movie. I know you did like the like how would the live action work, you know, that kind of thing. And it's like the community is there and will back these things. So then, because we have such a sparse amount of girly media, when one of the big ones like Winx is one that people are so excited for it to come back, and then to see what we all kind of love about it then turn around and be like, oh, it's actually being made with AI, it's like come on, we're so tired, we don't get that much girly media, and now you're turning it into something that is we're gonna have backlash and we can't even enjoy.
Yeah, like, and to think that it's because of designers that it became what it became, and then they're using AI. It's like, to go from Italian fashion designers to AI is just such a jump.
Yeah, a crazy downfall. Absolutely mad. So then, what are your kind of hopes for your channel? Because obviously, like, yeah, like I said, you know, it's only been around in this like iteration of it for just over a year, and I mean, it's so impressive to see the numbers on it. Like the growth is really there within even just your past few videos, you know, like hitting the 10k 40k, like those kind of like big numbers. Do you feel like you've kind of found your niche now, in terms of content, and then what are your kind of hopes for the channel for this year? And like, you know, do you have any other formats you want to try, or different styles, or, you know, are you like, I have so many ideas, I'm so excited to just put all that time and effort in this year?
I think this is going to be the niche that I stick in with, because I feel like this is kind of the closest to what I want to do. Like, I do want to make my own girly media. So maybe that's like the whole reason why I love storytelling, is because I want to make stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I feel like because it's so connected to what I want to do, I feel like I feel finally like I have found my niche. I don't need to
Yeah.
brand anymore.
Love that.
But yeah, I feel like I do have a lot of future plans for future content, things that I'll be talking about. I I'm glad that the ones I've gone the most attention have been mainly about like film and shows, because that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
But I also do want to talk a bit more about dolls and even some girly games as well.
Yeah.
You know, kind of branch out into other mediums as well, not just specifically in film, even though that's the main thing I do want to talk about. But yeah, I'm really going to lock in on that now. Just consistently try to upload at least every Friday. I am really glad that things have been going up. I was really shocked, honestly, like when that was happening, like with the Tinkerbell video. That's kind of what started it a little bit. Like the girly media video also did help a lot, but like the Tinkerbell video reached higher views than that one. And then the
Yeah.
Descendants video was higher, and then the Draculaura video, and it's like, oh,
Yeah,
like
it kept going. Yeah.
it's like it just keeps going up and up. And so I'm hoping that it continues. I guess like my mini milestone for now is to reach 10K.
Yeah. But the thing is, you're on your way, like easy, I think. And like definitely before the end of the year, but probably like way sooner than that. Because like the growth is really there. And that's so like fun to see as someone who, you know, has had like a kind of a glimpse behind the scenes of your passion for it and the effort that you're putting in, and even just the fact that when you make a video you also do a little bit of artwork for it and your own interpretation of like Tinkerbell or Cinderella and stuff. I love seeing that people are also engaging with that, and like a creator that truly deserves it is getting that growth and that attention.
Thank you.
So then what does your kind of like 2026 like manifestation board look like? That could be, you know, school, content, personal, career, like what are you kind of hoping to achieve this year?
This year, I have already felt like kind of like I'm reaching a burnout because of all the things that I've put on myself, and then like with schoolwork, like I have three films that I need to complete by the end of the semester, which is a lot of work. And then we have So Diva and the channel, and I think just for the whole 2026, I think I am going to continue to focus on all three, just continue with the schedule that I have now, just kind of doing my work, and then at the same time working on my video. Like I work on it at school. And working on the artwork at school as well, and then also still, you know, having meetings with my fellow colleagues on So Diva. I'm just really hoping to focus on all those things. I'm really excited for the summer because I feel like then school will be out of the way, and then I feel like I'll be able to make things that are even more ambitious, possibly. My mood board is definitely consisting of reaching that 10K mark, and then definitely getting to a point where we can sell prints of So Diva.
Yes, I'm so excited to see a physical print of it. Like, it's obviously so fun to flick through on the website, but to actually be able to like have it and like flick through, like that would just feel so nostalgic.
Yeah, like I really want that to be there. I obviously still want the website to be there, like, and free for anyone who can't afford it, because I don't want people to be like, oh, like you made it free, now you're taking it away. Like, but I definitely do want to be able to have the physical print option. We're thinking of maybe having that being sold with like a trinket of some kind, like maybe like
That's so fun.
yeah, like there's like a 3D printer in our school, so we're thinking of maybe like a little blind box of one of the characters that are in the comics, or maybe
That's so cool.
like a poster, like
Yeah.
things like that come with it. So it's like you're not just paying for the physical media, but also a little exclusive merch, you know, things like that.
Yeah, I think it's nice as well, like for the audience, because I feel like people will know how much time goes into it, like all of the drawings and all of the different things. And like I did an issue of like a magazine, like a little tester one, like way back in like 2021, and just going through putting all the pictures together, like rereading and editing and everything like that takes so much time. And I think people will love to be able to support that as well, like through the physical copies, or if you did prints, or if you did, you know, whatever. I think people would, it's nice for them to then be able to show that support back to you as well, and like your like creative journey, and show that they appreciate the work that you put in, because it is so many hours. And I think, like, kind of like what you said, that creative burnout is always a risk, because it is like there's so many things you want to do, but it can get so overwhelming. And like, especially like you said, with school, with the YouTube, like even just YouTube, like that is a big project to take on, like with editing and everything. Add school on top of that, and the projects you have for that, plus trying to get out a monthly magazine, like that is a lot of work. And I think especially because you kind of show the behind the scenes of that, people really appreciate that, and then in turn will want to like support that process if you had like a Patreon, or like you said, physical copies or prints or something that they could do, to just kind of be like, I appreciate the work you put in and like the time that it takes.
Yeah, it's definitely something that I am looking towards to having. I feel like that is my I'm like glitching. I feel like that is my vision board, is like the 10K subs and then having like the physical prints. And then I also want to do like more collaborations. I feel like that's so fun, getting to like collaborate with others and making like big deep dive things and whatnot.
That's so fun.
Yeah, it's always fun to, collaborate on other people's content.
I think so too, because it's like one thing to obviously have your own thoughts and opinions and sit down and do like give what you feel, but then it is fun to then have that like someone to bounce off of, and for them to share their experiences with that thing, like growing up, or their view, or they might say something that you're like, oh, I never even thought about that. And like that, I think is so much fun about when you collaborate with people on stuff. You get like a completely different view of it than your own.
Yeah, I agree. Like, it's really fun to do that. Yeah, like just to get other people's perspectives and things like that. Especially when like you guys, like if it's like on a topic where like you guys both know about, it's even better, because then maybe they can bring something that you might not have heard of, and vice versa. And yeah, I think it's really fun.
I think as well, like the kind of people that you would want to collab with and would want to talk to, your audiences would also kind of overlap in that same way. So it's like great as well, because then you're able to show your audience somebody that you really like and that talks about similar things, and then in that same way they do that with their audience, and then you both kind of like get to meet new, like bring new members into like the little community that you're building, which I think is always fun as well. To kind of like wrap up, I'm going to ask you the same 3 questions that I ask everybody, and the first one is, what is your favorite TV show
Of all time?
of all time? Yeah,
Okay.
which is a hard one.
The number one favorite TV show of all time is definitely My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic.
Love that. Yeah, like full on comfort show.
Yes.
Could watch every episode however many times, like never get bored of it. Yeah, I love that. And then it doesn't have to be from that show, it could be from any show, it can be from that show, but your favorite TV character.
Favorite TV character? Yeah, it's still gonna be from that show. Definitely Twilight Sparkle.
Love.
I've always felt like I've always like projected onto her as a kid, so she's always just been my number one.
I love that. And then a film or show that you've watched recently that you would recommend to people.
One that I've watched recently. Oh, let me think.
I was like so excited for your answer because I went on your letterbox, like, and I was literally like your list of favorite movies. I was like, this is truly perfection. It was like the Bratz animated movie, like Barbie, Mean Girls. I was like, oh my gosh, like we need to do a movie night because you're watching all the best movies ever. I was like, you've got the best recommendations, the best taste in movies.
Yes, I have to actually go see what I watched recently, because I've watched like other stuff for like So Diva. There are definitely some interesting movies I've seen recently. I would say, so recently I watched the Terry Joe movie.
Okay. Yep.
That's like probably the most recent thing. It's like a Tubi movie. Um,
Love. Okay.
with Terry Joe. I don't exactly know if I would recommend that. Um, but I will say that a movie that I have watched recently that I do actually recommend would be Begonia.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, I guess you could say it's not exactly girly media, but like Emma Stone is, she's kind of the main character. I don't know how to explain it, but she's like, so it's basically about these guys that kidnap a CEO because they think she's an alien. That's kind of the whole premise. And Emma
Yep.
Stone is the CEO that they think is an alien. Um, and I remember when I watched it, like I watched it like extremely recently. I remember just I felt uncomfortable with the ending. I kind of wish that they went in a different direction. But I had to sit with that movie for a bit. And I think the reason why I kind of I I ended up liking it was I feel like I had that initial reaction because the ending will make you feel uncomfortable. That's just like it does make you feel, I
That's
guess,
like kind of the point.
yeah,
Yeah.
like it makes you feel called out. And I guess I didn't like that. So I was like, I don't like this movie. But then I had to sit with it and I was like, wait, this did kind of eat a little. They kind of did their little,
Yeah. They did their big one with this actually.
exactly.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I love that. Um so then yeah, I guess like to kind of round off, where can like people find your content? You obviously have your YouTube channel, and so Diva, are you kind of wanting people to follow the Instagram and stuff, or are you more like, go to the website, read it over there, or
Yeah, definitely like check out obviously the channel. And yes, the So Diva Instagram and website, because they'll be making
is that like the best place to get updates is probably on the Instagram?
probably, yeah, because every time there's a new issue there will be like an update post, and then there'll also just be mini posts made, from one of the writers. She'll be making mini movie reviews with the So Diva
Oh,
account.
that's so fun. Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like that will just be like a good way to keep up with it best.
Yeah. And then as well, you obviously are showcasing so many other creators. So that's like another reason to go and follow, is that you can find so many different people like through So Diva as well, which I think is really fun.
Yeah.
And then fingers crossed, we'll get that social media platform one day. Like,
Yes.
I'm waiting.
Yes.
But I literally have kept you for so long. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good.
But yeah, thank you so much for coming on and being a guest. It was so lovely to like chat to you. And I mean, like I said, I love your channel, love the magazine, like everything that you make. I'm like obsessed. I'm just love all of it. So I'm really excited to see, like you said, like, bigger projects or things that you kind of hope to do over the summer and stuff. So I'll be watching. I'll be keeping an eye.
Thank you so much. That means so much to say. I'll definitely let all the rest of the team know about that.
Oh my god, yes, please do. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of the Pretty and Witty podcast. Please make sure to go and follow and support all the guests that I have spoken to, not just today, but throughout this entire series. There are so many amazing creators out there, and I'm so excited to keep talking to them. And I hope you guys will subscribe to this channel. I will see you guys next week for another episode.
Okay, see you again next week. Love you, bye.